Hey, welcome to Russ Revival Garage. Today on the channel I'm going to be rebuilding the Petcocks from my 1978 Yamaha XS1100. The reason why I'm doing that is I've actually got a rebuilt carburetor that I want to put into the bike, and I don't want to do it if I've got, leaky, crappy, old, gross Petcocks dropping fuel down into the new carb. So what I wanted to do is, for the first time ever, rebuild the Petcock. Actually, on this bike, there are two. One on each side of the tank. They are vacuum Petcocks, and so I've got to do both of them. So let's get to it. All right, in order to get the gas tank off, we need to start by taking the seat off. There are two bolts on either side here. You loosen those up with a 14mm socket and slide the seat a little forward to get it out of the two prongs that hold the seat down, and then slide it back. It does tend to catch on the back. There's a little electrical box on the top of the fender, and it does get caught on there, so you do need to sort of come forward, lift up, and then take it away. The next thing we need to do is loosen up this bolt. This is actually a 12mm. And then it's a good idea to pull the hose out. On the Yamaha XS11, there's actually two Petcocks, so we need to take off the one on this side, and we need to take the one off on this side as well. So I've got that one free. This one is actually connected by a clamp, so I need to loosen that one up. Oh, and there's fuel running everywhere. Ah! Great. Now there's gas everywhere. So as you can see, I'm a complete idiot. I got fuel everywhere. So yeah, what I should have done was turn the Petcock off of on, and that way I wouldn't have had fuel come pouring out of the tanks. But now both of the hoses are disconnected on this side, and both of them are disconnected on the other side. So now I need to basically hook up one so I can drain it into a gas tank. That way I can save what fuel I've got in here instead of pouring it on the ground like I did with the rest, because, idiot. So the gas tank, I think, if I remember correctly, it lifts up and slides back. There we go. See if I can drain. There we go. Draining the gasoline that's in here into my gas can. Hopefully I can reuse this. Doesn't look too bad. It's been sitting all winter. Alright, we'll get that drained out. So we got the gas tank all drained. No more fuel left in there. But I did gonna see if I could show you guys down inside the fuel tank a little bit. Let's take a look down inside. Hopefully you can make this out. Basically, I've got some rust in there. Not bad. Just a light coating of rust. So what I'm going to do, I think, is put a bunch of vinegar in here, fill it completely to the top, let it soak for a couple of days, see if I can't get some of that rust out of there, and basically make sure that whatever fuel we have coming out of this is going to be as clean as possible for the new Petcocks that we're going to be installing here in a second, and into the new carburetor that's been rebuilt and going back into the engine. So yeah, have to get this taken care of, but first we need to get the Petcocks off. This is, once again, Yamaha XS1100 gas tank. It's about almost 5.5 gallons, I believe. I had to buy 2 Petcock rebuild kits, which is not cheap. I'll have the link down below. I bought it off of Partzilla, I believe. So I kind of want to go through and show you the process of how I do the Petcock rebuild. I've never done it before, so it's going to be a first time. I'll probably just show you the one and do the other one, unless there's a big problem with that one. Alright, so basically what I want to do, I believe, is take off this screw. And this one. And there we've got the full Petcock completely out. And there we go. Both Petcocks are out. Looks pretty good on the surface. Got to clean up a little bit of this here and there, but I think I'll wait until after I do the tank full of vinegar. That way I'll seal this off, fill it up with vinegar, let it set, and hopefully then be able to get that rust inside there all cleaned out. But there we go. Got the Petcocks out. Here's our one Petcock that we're going to work on. If you take a look at it, there's actually quite a bit of rust flakes on the little filter outside. This actually is, I believe, where the fuel is basically being pulled in, and it's pulled in through these screens. This is for when you've got the tank set on full, and then if you ever get down to reserve, then it starts to pull it in from this lower section here. And I got gas coming out of this. Pretty much want to make sure I take care of this piece. I don't think it's something that I can buy, and I've heard they can be kind of brittle, especially if it's been sitting in fuel for, in this bike's case, 40 some years. Let's see if I can get this vacuum line off without breaking it. This looks like it needs to be replaced. There is a seal here that I do need to get off. This is what seals it to the tank, I believe. I think I'll just leave this one alone, not touch this. Alright, let's get
Butterfingers.
Alright. And there is an O-ring right here as well. So I'm going to try to keep these in the order that I take them off, so I can put them back and make sure I'm doing it in the correct order. And there is an O-ring on here. Let's see if I can get this one off. And there's one more just inside here. And it looks like it does have some gunk in there. So I'm going to clean that up. Basically what I'm going to do is use the carbon choke cleaner, get this all sprayed down, and get her all cleaned up.
This one, fairly easily.
Not sure if this has ever been done on this bike. It's actually a low mileage bike. It's only got 8,500 miles on it since 1978. I believe I am the third owner of the bike. The second owner had it for the majority of the time. He had it from, I think he said 1979 or 1980 until I bought it in 2020. So I think he pretty much only ever just tooled this thing on the weekends in the summer and didn't really go very far on it. So sometimes that's a good thing. Oh, there was a little spring inside here. So let's make sure we keep that in order. That little spring is going to go in there, and this diaphragm is paper thin. That does not want to come out. There we go. And that looks like it's got two gaskets on either side. Both are super thin. And it looks like there's one more on here, very small. However, what I should do before I start tearing too much of this apart is actually look and see what all is in my rebuild kit. I may start taking stuff off and breaking things that I cannot replace. But I do believe I want to take this off as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's part of it. Yep, let's get it loosened up.
Alright, let's get this all broken apart and then take a look and see what's in our rebuild kit. Alright. That, I believe, is everything. The Petcock completely broken down. Alright, let's take a look at the rebuild kit. And here are my few Petcock repair kits. I'll go ahead and set this one aside for now and take a look at everything that we've got in here. Alright, so we've got that, got that one, we've got that one, and we've got this diaphragm. So I do not have a replacement for this O-ring, and this one does come with it. So good to go there. So the only thing I do not have is a replacement for this one. This actually isn't an O-ring, it's a spring. See how that is bent? Not sure if you can make that out, but it's got not sure if you can see it, but there is a curve to that. So basically it's springing and pushing this faceplate back away from the body. Alright, let's start from the end and work our way back up. You know what? I need to clean this stuff first. Little carb cleaner. Spray it in there, make sure everything has been gotten nice and wet so I can clean it, make sure all the holes are clear. Should probably soak these parts, but this is the Petcock, and so I'm just making sure that all the seals are good and that a lot of the debris is out of here. Doesn't need to be show quality perfect. Looking good. Alright, let's start putting her back together again. Alright, we'll start with this and the new gasket. And that goes down here. Let's line up the holes that way. Yeah, that's not going to work well. Now the next thing we want to put in is our diaphragm. Let's see if I can get this off without shredding the gaskets. There we go. And I guess there's only one way to put it in. And, oh, I do not know how this went on. I may have to go back and check the video. So I watched the video. And I don't want to forget about my little spring, but it does go. There we go. And it looks like I've got a nice clear path. We should get all the little rust particles off of here, off the filter as well. Just afraid to touch it. I'm afraid I'm going to do some damage. Alright, so the next thing in our list order of things is to put in the new one. Doesn't look like there's any special order that it has to be in, so I think I'm good to go there. You know what? I might want to lube this O-ring up a little bit. Just to make sure I'm not pinching it, tearing it, anything like that. There we go. So I've got those two done. And I believe I had it down. Let's got that nice and snug. All right, now I want to do the spring. And there's only one way I can do this. Here we go, look at that. Moves a lot more freely than it did before. All right. Again, I don't think I want to do too tight on this so that it does move. All right. So there you have it. Basically what I'm going to do is add a whole ton of vinegar. Since the Petcocks are off the bottom, I'm going to turn it upside down. Add the vinegar in there. Alright, she's all full of vinegar. Now we're going to let her set for a couple of days. There we go. Got two of the Petcocks rebuilt. First time rebuilding the Petcocks. Petcocks. That's such a funny word. Petcock! So hard not to laugh at that. But yeah, thanks for I'm such a 12-year-old up here. So thank you very much. Please leave me a comment, let me know what I got wrong. If I missed anything, subscribe if you can. Got a lot of stuff coming up on the Yamaha. I've got to get that carburetor in. I've got to get the rear brakes taken care of. Got a lot to do. So yeah, lots more Yamaha XS1100 stuff to come. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a good one.